Matilda Riwako.
Hear me loud and clear.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
So good.
I said I'm very explore, so please don't mind the noise in the background.
Hey, maybe because of the network, can you give out a shout out to everybody that is listening and just leave them with something?
Everybody that's listening to this one right now, much respect and much love coming from Jericho and Dixon. We appreciate the love and take my hold it down for us as always do. To the friends that we keep up, keep supporting. To everybody that's going through things right now, I know that the world is getting tougher by the day. Keep your head up, believe in God, and keep your head up, keep stick your chest out and handle it. You know what I mean?
Very good, man. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, man. You guys take care, man.
Very good. Appreciate you, bro. Be in touch.
Much love, man. Peace.
Sure. Cool, ladies and gentlemen. So that is Jericho. So it was a quick.
We are not against the Vambus. We are against the fact that the Vambus are being imported from the north. Now, I have proof to say that the Vambus have been imported because those PO boxes that they were there. I mean, and that is just one of the things that we've seen. When it's elections, we see what is going on. People are being shipped in from elsewhere. So my argument is it's not only the surnames that we are looking at. There are different points and we put them in.
Matilda Riwako.
Hear me loud and clear.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
So good.
I said I'm very explore, so please don't mind the noise in the background. The ambience that's giving it away.
Yeah. Okay, no, it's not a problem. So otherwise, how is your day going?
My day so far so good. We are attending the Namibia Health Expo here at Nimfarm in Venture.
Yeah.
As you know now, I'm currently into the pharmaceutical and medical industry, basically. So, yeah, that's where I am right now, showcasing what our company has in store for the medical practitioners as well as those that are in the pharmaceutical industry.
Interesting. So, hey, Matilda, man, you used to keep me late up night. You know, so I couldn't just wait. I knew the time your shows were beginning.
Yeah. No, that's good because when you called me, it actually took me back, and I was like, wow. When last did I even too young and cool? That was my first question that came to mind.
Yeah.
But then I'm just grateful that sometimes we tend to think that we're doing things, but at the end of the day, these things are actually helping or impacting another person's life that is listening.
Yeah.
So that's why most of the time I used to tell people, never think that when you're presenting a show, you are alone. You never know on whose ears or who is listening to you at that time of the day.
Yeah. No, it's very good. So how did your journey for radio begin, Matilda?
Okay, my radio of the journey began in a very simple way. Actually, my dad actually was against me doing journalism at all. He didn't want me to do any journalism work, basically. So he asked me, what do you want to become when you grow up?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think I want to just be somebody who has influence in the community.
Yeah.
But I don't know what I want to become. Maybe a radio presenter or somebody in the media field. And he was like, I think you just need to be a lawyer because you know how to communicate, you know how to present something.
Yeah.
And I was like, lawyers like too much. I'm sorry, but I love the money figures, but I think I'm going to do what I love more, which is radio.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up doing radio.
Yeah.
And I went to the College of the Arts, the University of Namibia, which is now currently NOS.
Yeah.
Which was Polytech back in the day. So that's how my radio work began. And I started my very first job at the National FM, which is now National FM, which is NBC.
Yeah.
So when I did my internship, that's where they saw that I have the ability to work with them, and that's where they gave me my first contract. But I didn't actually go around my job.
Really?
My first internship work was the one that guaranteed me my very first paying job,
Yeah.
Wow.
which was NBC National
Radio.
FM.
My goodness. So just from done with varsity, then you started already with your first job. That's cool. You,
Yes, because my first job basically started in my third year of work.
Mhm.
I mean, of actually studying.
Yeah.
Because in your third year, you normally have to do practical.
yeah.
So doing practicals, I did my practical at National FM, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I used to produce radio, educational radio shows
Yeah.
for NAMCO, which is known as Yetuyama Center here in
Really?
already, the bucks were coming in, but overwhelmed, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
The areas were focusing on the education, you know.
It's like I can make bucks with my voice.
You know, later on, every time, right now, until today, I keep telling people,
Yeah.
guys, I make money with my voice.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't tell me to shut up, right?
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. But it's what happened, man, because I was, when I was young, man, I used to set you up everywhere, like Facebook, so where can I get Matilda's number, man? Everywhere I couldn't. I think that time the Facebook thing wasn't really as popular as it is now. So it was very difficult to get a hold of people, but you kept me late up night. I think I didn't have to go out anyway. As long as I'm just at home, the radio is on. And my dad used to have an issue because, was typical Oshuambo people with their with Oshuambo station, and you have to change. Oh, my dad used to get very angry.
And we apologize to your father.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the young people that need to choose their gender.
Yeah, come
So
on.
they understand what they want in life.
That's the thing. So, but why did you leave radio though?
They look very well now.
That
I
that.
never left radio.
Oh.
Guys, no, I never left radio.
Uh,
Radio is there. It will continue to be there
Mhm.
because the good thing about what I did,
mm,
I now even facilitate workshops.
Really?
For instance, if there is any, let's say a community radio station or even a national FM or
Yeah.
Share Radio,
Yeah.
NBC, whichever radio station,
Yeah.
they want training with their presenters.
mm,
I get to also be used to facilitate those workshops and train the presenters,
nice.
the media practitioners.
Mm.
So it's not like I left radio. I left radio in broadcasting manner. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, my voice can still be heard either way with advertisement or radio announcement and
Yeah.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
or me marketing the business
Yeah.
or the field that I'm in. Because there are different companies that ask me to speak on their behalf
Yeah.
and on radio because they know my background or they know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
they would rather use somebody who has the experience
Yeah.
in marketing a product on their behalf.
Mhm.
And at the same time, the good thing that happened, which is
Yeah.
listeners of Current FM,
Mhm.
is that now I'm one of the co-founder
Really?
of the radio station known as Shippy FM.
Oh, I saw that thing.
So you see now, so it's not like I went and I slept.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gave it away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Right now I can actually say I'm
Yeah.
a co-founder of Shippy FM radio station, which is a community radio station in Ondawa, in the northern part of Namibia. But you can actually hear it around
Yeah.
the whole country, also on the Planet FM.
Mhm.
So basically, sometimes we tend to say, no, once I'm done with this, I'm done. No, it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
You must have a vision for yourself to say, how do I keep the momentum going? How do I keep my name going?
Yeah.
So that people can know that, oh, there was a peer quiz at Current FM.
Yeah.
Okay, when he's done with it, where is it going forward?
That's the
What
thing.
is it going to do?
Yeah.
You know, those are the things that in life as a young person, you need to sit for yourself to say, I want to do something with myself. I
Yeah.
want to do something with my talent.
Yeah.
My talent must take me far, and we must encourage other people that want to follow in the same footsteps.
That's it. You're supposed to the same model that you have now. You are supposed to be the one in politics. You will help our country very much.
Very soon, maybe I might join the Ministry of Information. You never know.
That's-
Those are the things that
That's the story, man. Then we groom everybody around us and help them to move forward. We play in the background and stuff like that. But it's a nice way to do it.
Yeah, so in case maybe your boss needs somebody to come and talk to you,
Yeah.
train you guys how to get your followers on board,
Yeah.
train you guys on how to
Yeah.
or train you guys to just basically know what shows are you supposed to have on air, what shows are supposed to be off air.
Yeah.
These are the type of things that I do also on a side hustle, because now I'm a certified lecturer or a radio lecturer, because I train most of the community radio stations. I can mention a few. Oranje Moon FM, we had Zia, she's here. Opua Radio FM, we have a manager there now that went through my hands, my training. Wundari. So there's a couple of people that I can mention. Even Shippy FM presenters, they never went through my hands. There were some that never knew anything about
radio.
The radio, or the mic, where you need to filter the air, or where you need to put, those type of things. So I'm just saying that in life, we shouldn't say we are limiting ourselves to certain things. I think we can broaden our horizon and do things that, sometimes they say, spread your wings and fly. That's the same way you should spread your wings and fly within your occupation, the industry that you're in.
Perfect. My colleague has a question for you.
I don't have a problem.
Very good.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? I'm good. When Beatrice was talking about you kept us up, it was because I think there was a particular show you were doing at night, and it was like we were supposed to sleep at that time, but we were still doing it because we wanted to hear your voice. You have one of those voices that will always be recognizable. So yeah.
Okay.
I have one question, and it's that often in Namibia, because I would say the art industry is not really seen as something you can make profitable. How would you advise, young and upcoming people who are interested in radio, television, and media in general?
All right. Thank you so much for asking me actually that question, because not a lot of people know that with our voices, we can actually make an impact and at the same time make money with it. Because once you're done with your radio show, you can basically use your voice as an advertising voice, Say for instance, MTC is coming to Kara's region, or is coming to any of your region, wherever you are in Namibia. You can use your voice as the voice for that company, because not everybody can speak or pronounce or do the show that the way you do. So that's how we as presenters, we need to market ourselves to a point where it's either me or the highway, because guys, I've got the voice.
Come on.
Visualize me. In all corners, I can do this. I do this with a flipping eye. At the end of the day, you know that you're getting your 8 to 5 salary, and you are also basically getting your side hustle salary. So for me, as an encouragement to the next young generation that are listening, that would love to part in being a radio presenter or being in the media field, guys, media is the best. Why? We're the ones that are the voices of the voiceless, and at the same time, we're the ones that also update people what is happening within and around our global planet. So at the end of the day, we shouldn't take ourselves as just normal people. We're coming on air, we're doing a show, we go home. You never know whose life you're changing at the same time when you come on air. Because you might be changing somebody's life in Korikas, you might be changing somebody's life in Aminus, which is on the Echo region. Korikas being in the region, yes? So those are the type of things you need to consider yourself that I'm actually a lecturer at the end of the day. So come on air for 4 hours, I'm actually teaching somebody to do something, but at the same time, we are also moderators. Our opinions don't matter, but at the end of the day, the person that is listening is the one to come to and interview you. You make sure that this information is given to somebody else, and then you bring it back to the person that complained, and then you tell them that, no, I actually spoke to somebody in this industry, and they said this about your question. So at the end of the day, we should value our job. It doesn't matter, even if you are a cleaner, your job matters.
Come on. It does.
Why? Because if I come to the studio is clean.
Exactly.
So I should say thank you to the cleaner. So I can't come here and be all nice and all like, I'm in a studio that is clean. But the cleaner is the one that made that studio clean for you.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying we shouldn't always say, no, actually shouldn't undermine
Yeah.
anybody's job.
Mm-hmm.
We should take our jobs very seriously because you never know the next person that you're encouraging in life.
Yeah, come on. Thank you so much, Matilda.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, so Matilda, so any shout outs or people from Kidmans that perhaps that you can just give a shout out to, so but we are very much glad, and sort of like if you're close to us, man, we could just say, Matilda, please, we want pictures.
South, please, guys invite me, I'll come anytime.
Very good, man.
You know me, why I love Kidman.
Yeah.
There was a time I came there,
Yeah.
and they said I was like an old gully guy. They said that I'm the oldest ever.
Really?
When I came there, I was as young as them, and they were like crying, hugging me, and I'm just like, they said, well, what are they doing? Like, why are they being like this?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, they thought you were older than me, or they thought you were as old as me. And I'm like, but I'm just young.
Yeah.
How can they think I'm old?
Yeah.
Because the advice I used to give the listeners,
Yeah.
and you know, because I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna take the wheel and let God do the rest. you
Yeah.
know? So we need to always know that whatever we do, we should do it with a passion.
That's the
Because
thing.
passion is what speaks louder
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Cara, get my foot. There's a special app for you guys because that was my first radio tour.
Yeah.
And I will never train for anybody else because that's where I got to know my true loving friends ever.
Yeah. But
So shout out to Kevin as well.
yeah,
And to
boo.
you guys in studio for recognizing my talent and my ability of the things that I do. I was not expecting this. I'm just so happy beyond anything.
Yeah.
I'm really happy. And thank you so much, Patrice, for really coming through and giving me the platform.
Yeah.
Because they ask, we work in the radio, we talk too much, but it's our time, guys.
Yeah. That is the story. That's the story. But thanks a lot, man. I mean, you are a very flexible person, so you very much easily to access to, and I was very much overwhelmed by your response as well.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. And I'm actually sharing with you right now, and everybody's asking, what is Skype FM? And I'm like, you see, the power of media.
Yeah. Very good, man. Thanks.
People are gonna start telling you guys now.
Yeah. No, thanks a lot, man. Okay, now enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Very good. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, Matilda. It was nice talking to you, but I'll give you a call. So we'll need your advice and we'll need you to shape us way going forward.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day ahead.
Very good, man. Much love. Bye.
Bye-bye.
She genuinely speaks the way that.
Yeah.
She's,
Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Matilda Rirwako.
Let's go.
Very good. Okay, you bring out the story before
Ooh,
we
let's
conclude.
just. I think I'll just do two
Yeah.
because all of the excitement of speaking to one of your
Nothing.
heroes is crazy. It's like, right. You know, in Namibia we have been seeing child abuse.
Yeah.
I think one of the stories. I'm just going in. One of the stories
Sorry.
we saw was the girl that was chained up by her grandparents.
Mhm.
The other one was this kid that was beaten with I think it was a concrete
Mhm.
block or something, not a block but a pole.
Yeah.
So Namibia has put out like a statistic that says that cases of child abuse and negligence in Namibia over the past 2 months have been on a rise, and experts are deeply concerned.
Excellent. Yeah.
The police this past weekend, I think it was this past weekend. Because this report is on the 31st of August. So
Yeah.
the police this past weekend reported at least 10 cases of child negligent abuse and murder in Namibia. One of these cases took place at Otavi, where a boy who is 2 years old was allegedly attacked by his father, who is 28. The man beat his son. Yeah, it's the thing with a concrete pole until he died. He beat like the kid on the head. In another incident this month, the body of a 2-year-old was found in a bucket half full of Ushukuntu. I think we had a couple of Ushukuntu stories as well. In Namibia, 41% of boys and 33% of girls experience either physical, sexual, emotional violence before the age of 18. Which is, it's crazy. It's crazy. The fact sheet states that both girls and boys in Namibia experience high rates of physical, sexual and emotional violence. This can occur either at school, home, or in the community.
Yeah.
Experts say the abuse is due to financial pressure, denial of paternity, like we were saying the other time, fatherlessness,
Yeah.
and lack of support and parental involvement. One of the clinical psychologists, I don't know whether you guys know him, Sean Whitaker, says that violence against children is extremely concerning, and he was also talking about stuff like corporal punishment, how and I think I was having this conversation with two people where I was like, imagine as an individual, you are against being beaten by somebody as a grown up, right? You do not want somebody to come and beat you, because why? It creates shame. It creates what is this thing? It creates a sense of like, yo, what did I do? Like half whatever you are. And then I was like, because one of our lecturers at Mrs. Mostert used to tell us, now imagine you being a grown person who knows what emotions that evokes. You can at least say, like, if somebody beats you, you get angry or whatever. But a child who cannot fully comprehend their emotions, when they are beaten, all a child sees is that this person doesn't love me. Because for them, everything has to do with love. Because it's a stage of where you have to nurture them. So you beating them automatically is like, this person doesn't love me.
But what happened to that? I saw the back was like rip apart.
No, I think that's another story.
Another story, because I saw that thing. It was very very bad.
I saw also that thing where I was like, but like I was saying, what kind of anger is in you that you would attack a child that is 2 years old? I'm talking about a 2-year-old person cannot even speak properly. How can you just beat them with a concrete pole over the head, regardless whether you somehow, somewhere had a argument or whoever? It's still a child. People are not responsible for your actions. That's why it's like make what but like, why did you choose to get angry? Why is that
for a child, you know? And the thing is that I think for child abusers, it just shows the level of how broken they are.
Exactly.
And they can't control themselves, and they have no one to beat and stuff like that. So somebody was saying, if you want to beat a woman, you must go fight another man, because he'll put you in your place, so women beaters are men who are afraid of another man, so I think it's the same thing with kids, man. You can't be a loving parent and be beating your child and stuff like that. So it's I think for me the most worst thing, I mean, the physical pain finishes, but the trauma continues.
And I think a lot of people do not understand the difference between discipline and abuse. And I think even when we had this, the police officers and everybody came to school, and they were talking about your parents disciplining you, but people do not explain what it means. Your parent can you can geslat word met 'n skoen met jou van jou ma, but it's fine. But now your mother, like closing her fist and beating you in the mouth or in the face, that is abuse.
It's abuse. And you find like kids don't really personalize discipline, but they take it to heart if you're abusing them. They know here I'm not.
And I think abuse is a repetitive thing. It happens, like, if your dad comes home drunk, he's gonna beat you. Like, that for no reason. And I think discipline. Also with us, with people, not me, that have children, I always try and advise them, like, you need to explain to your child why you're beating them. If your child comes, it's let's say it's a 14-year-old girl, she comes 12 in the morning, you can beat her and be like, I'm beating you because this is my house. We have rules and regulations in this house. But now you just continuously beat this girl, she'll just go stay away. And I think as parents, guys, it is very imperative for us to start talking to our kids. I think sometimes we just feel like, my kinders shall understand. Just have discussions.
An open discussion.
The other one is the final story I think I have is the one that is Sarah Gugungwela Medila urges African young people to embrace the spirit of AFCFTA, which is the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement to realize an economically integrated Africa. She says well-organized youth leaders can play a significant role in fulfilling the aspirations of the African leaders who brought about political emancipation to achieve the economic growth and development of their nation. Sarah Ngwela Matila said this at the second Pan-African Renaissance Young Africans Leader Summit. Oh, these things have so many.
Yeah, names.
2023 in Windhoek on Friday. The
Yeah.
summit was held under the theme building an ecosystem of transformative
Yeah,
leaders.
yeah.
And I think we always have this discussion with young people, regardless of where we are. Like, it's just generate an
Yeah,
income
something,
for
yeah.
yourself, even if it's not your primary income.
Yeah.
It should be, because I think the world is even leading towards that.
That's the thing.
It's gonna be a business world.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you are selling something I want, I'm selling
Mm,
something you want.
yeah, yeah.
So if we do not do it as a nation, and I think these politicians have exhausted themselves talking about this issue,
That's the
like,
thing.
sell something.
Yeah.
Like, it's just sell something. Generating a government is not God.
Yeah. So they are busy,
So,
quite busy.
Everybody's
Yeah.
telling us what to do.
So I think I don't know if you've been observing the elections in Zimbabwe.
Oh, luckily for me,
Yeah.
I have this one Zimbabwean friend.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah.
of people know him, Robbie.
Yeah, yeah,
He was calling me the other day
Yeah.
in front of Pepe. He's
Yeah.
telling me, "Did you see what is happening in my country?"
Yeah. Zimbabweans are very angry, man.
So even this
not
ones that I
happy.
hear
Yeah,
that-
they are very, very much angry. So, but I think their hope is at the extent whereby they want SADC to facilitate the
Yeah.
elections. Then they take out ZEC, which is Zimbabwe's electoral committee and stuff. So they want to take that one out. Then they put the SADC. So maybe I think if they do it that way, then maybe Chamisa can win.
But I think our president was like, "Congratulations to the new guy."
Even Ramaphosa.
But I don't want to say it like that. These people have money; they will just sue you.
Yeah, so
But you know, when people are, all of them have the same interest,
Yeah.
regardless whether you are right or not, people don't actually care. And I think sometimes politicians have this facade of, let me just say congratulations.
yeah.
But deeply, you cannot be happy and you cannot be congratulating
If you
that
see,
man
yeah.
if you know the problem.
The type of stuff.
Zimbabwe
like this.
used to be one of the countries that had such a, even their education system,
Yeah, it's very good.
very good.
Yeah.
Zimbabweans are
They used to
very,
say
yeah.
it used to be the breadbasket of Africa.
Yeah, and I think because Zimbabwe's educational system was
Yeah.
competing with Scandinavian people.
Yeah.
There's like the countries such as Poland and all of these
Yeah,
countries.
yeah.
These people have the most, I don't know if we can say perfect,
Yeah.
sort of like
Yeah.
educational
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
So now you look at a country like Zimbabwe, you want to tell me those people are stupid to see that their country is falling apart and going to vote for ZANU-PF? There's no way.
They don't want to do
And
that.
now you who host majority, and I think South Africa and Namibia are the
Yeah.
countries that host most of the Zimbabweans outside of Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
You cannot be saying congratulations.
Congratulations.
And then I was talking to Robbie, he was telling me, even me, I want to go back home.
Yeah.
But now look at the nonsense that is happening.
Under that stage.
Under that circumstance, I might just go die.
Yeah, man. And you just lose out everything.
And it's like, we need to sometimes move away from this I'm who and who.
Yeah,
But when
yeah.
something is wrong, it's just
Yeah, it's just
wrong.
wrong, man. It's a problem. And maybe the last and the final story, Karara Senior Secondary School at Chivarongo is accused of sending more than 80 pupils home over their hairstyles
I
on
was saying
Tuesday. I don't know, man. I think the problem that they made, that corporal punishment they've removed, it's gonna cost them a lot of stories, because now it's like you give up one thing, then another thing, then another thing, then another thing. So it's just a problem. And now the thing is that now, when you cannot solve some of these things, then they do what? Then they go to news stations and stuff like that to report for something to go into the public, so it becomes
problem.
public interest. But that's where we are. Let's see if we have one last final story.
No, I just want to comment on the story. You know, one of the most interesting things that I saw in that story was that parents were complaining about their kids being out of school.
Yeah.
I'm like, just cut your child's hair. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of parents think that somebody not cutting their hair properly
Yeah.
or somebody's hair not being properly plaited or anything like that. So currently, you see
Yeah.
my hair.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not in a bola.
Yeah.
When a child goes with hair that looks like this and not a bola, what is going to happen is they continuously do this.
Yeah.
And it's a public school.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are kids sitting in front of them.
Yeah.
No such uyela
Harasu,
harasu. And no, it becomes a thing of like, people do not understand that little things actually contribute to
Yeah.
the conduciveness of learning environment.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
you're as your kind met lang hare met a feit kom wat tot hier staan hoe sien ek kan wat agter
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
say. People think that, you know, you can just teach that thing is not going to affect you.
Yeah.
Now, blue hair is
Yeah.
going to affect somebody's teaching.
Yeah.
Because now you're wondering, why do you have blue hair?
Yeah. And the other kids as well. Yeah.
And now the other kids start to think like, that does like me. Even with one of the things we had issue with was this one kid is coming with all stars.
Yeah.
Not even black ones.
Man,
White all stars to
Yeah.
school. This kid, they can at school schooner.
Mm.
That is the thing that upset me the most. The kid has school shoes. Kid comes with white all stars.
Yeah.
Now another group of boys decided they're also wearing their all stars.
Yeah, because now it's like, if you're allowing it for one person, why don't you just allow it for one
And now
person?
Lobo is stupid like as if it's and I'm like, sometimes I really want parents who say stuff like, you are sending my kid who is supposed to, my kid has
Yeah.
the right to education. I
Yeah.
also have the right to teach a kid in a conducive environment.
Yeah.
The same way other kids have the right to education.
Yeah.
Like nobody's saying your kid, but also people forget that schools have regulations.
Nations, yeah.
As your school for jou kan say like, jy kom met 'n borsel kop, die meisie kan kom met swart vlees of
Yeah,
nie
yeah.
geel vlees of.
Yeah.
Those rules also need, there are reasons for rules and regulations.
Yeah, so
as
now
well.
some people, they feel like, man, just trying to make our life very, very, very
My kinders
difficult.
my kinders are always geskeer word.
Yeah.
We will cut with a certain my friend.
It's a problem. So now, our teacher normally used to Mr. Van Wyk when I was at Lotz. So this guy, he was a very nice guy, but he was very strict on rules. So if you don't cut your hair, he's just gonna take. He had like a machine in the class. So then he just cut you like one big hole in the head. So that you are gonna be forced to go cut, and stuff.
Exactly.
So it's a problem. So, but ladies and gentlemen, that's where we are. So I encourage parents, man. I mean, if the kids just maybe have like, at grade 12, grade 11 to school, so they can do whatever they want to do. University is there for those type of stuff, but at least secondary school, primary school is one of the most formative stages for that child. Let them just have the basics. Okay, very good. So, but ladies and gentlemen, so let's give you a song by Dinaf, and we're gonna be going on to our next segment, within our program. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is 3:15, so it's your afternoon show, and we're very much happy to be back. So we have a very much fascinating guest this afternoon. So his name is Innocent Mateis. I don't think if you stay in Kedmans, nobody doesn't know Innocent by now. So very vocal, very much involved. So it's not at no this ventertate. So for men who they has to know the face. Very good, man. So, but,
I sorry. I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know that it was innocent. So innocent is
Doing
really,
what?
Huh? You're the life coach. Very good.
The lifeguard.
The lifeguard. Very good.
No,
So,
I only see now when you took the glasses off
Yeah.
because Paulus was posting you a lot at that time.
Oh.
Apparently you were teaching him how to swim.
Oh, Hailenge. Oh, yeah.
Valix.
No, I did. I actually taught him.
Yeah.
Okay, but is it difficult to teach somebody to swim?
No, it's
Let's push the
mental state.
Oh,
Yeah, if you want to be taught and
Yeah.
you want to learn, then you...
because to me I think it's one of the most difficult, because now it's like you need to know how to keep yourself up of the water, and it's the same applies like driving, the changing of gears, knowing that you're holding the steering and you're still looking forward. But I've tried swimming before, but now that you're mentioning it, maybe I might get proper classes that I can be up on the game.
It's a matter of if the willpower is there,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is you must face the fear,
Yeah.
because we know that with water, there is drowning.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you drown, you die.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we don't want to die,
Yeah.
which
What?
we have to at the end of the day.
I
So,
don't, for me, both of those analogies do not work. I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to swim.
So you need to learn both.
I need to walk probably before I can do either.
Yeah, but I think it's very fascinating, man. So actually with the water, they say there's no holding grounds, in the water. But it's nice. So, but Innocent Mateis, thank you very much for making it, man. So I think this one is long and coming, and me and you have been missing each other more often, So, but tell us, man. So I know in 2019, the previous elections, so you were very much involved and contesting for the regional council. So but it's very much amazing, man. So but tell us, how did your political journey begin?
thank you for having me. First of all, good afternoon to the listeners.
Yeah.
Quintes,
Mm.
I must greet in my language.
Very good,
You must-
man.
Yeah. Kisdang sa nama sao. Yeah. I, I can't say that I really started in politics.
Yeah.
It was more of a thing of wanting to be the change
Yeah.
that you want to see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And since politics and policies
Yeah.
are the only way through which legally
Yeah.
things can be changed,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, I was pushed to that point.
Yeah.
And many people had a play in it, of course,
Uh-huh.
because you need to sort of cultivate and nurture
Yeah.
the leader within you, because everybody's a leader.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there are certain skills that you need,
Need to have.
in
Mm.
order to practice it
Yeah.
in the right way.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm thankful for those people that were involved. It took quite some time.
Yeah.
I think as of 2008, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started. And it's a matter of volunteering and
Yeah.
being visible and being part of what is
Yeah.
going on in the community.
Yeah.
And the youth center, as cliche as it may sound,
Yeah.
that was where everything started.
Okay.
And when you become active and people see something in you,
Mm.
you grow into that.
Yeah.
And Annalyn van Wyk, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
was one of those people
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that believed in me.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, from there on, you know, every because now you wanted more,
Yeah.
so every workshop there is you
You go.
attend.
Yeah, yeah.
Every training session there
Yeah.
is, you will go.
Yeah, yeah.
And you learn more and more. And as a matter of fact, to date, I'm still learning.
Yeah, yeah.
The learning just doesn't stop.
Yeah, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, so it wasn't really politics per se, it
Mm.
was leadership
Yeah.
that drove me, because there's a lot of things that we see in society and you're
Yeah.
like, am I going to go with this
Mm.
or am I going to try and stop it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Of course, we've learned that
Yeah.
you can't be, no man is an island.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if you want to make that positive change in your
Yeah.
society,
Yeah.
you need to involve. And that is the beauty of leadership.
Yeah, yeah.
Without effort, if the people know what the purpose is
Yeah.
and they believe in that purpose,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you will get things
Mm.
right.
But then, how did you end up then? Because I think you already had a drive of wanting to do something. So, but how did you end up in PDM? Why PDM?
To be very honest with you, I believe that party politics
Yeah.
is a hoax.
Yeah.
And I want people to take this, I'm saying it on record.
Yeah.
Party politics
Is a hoax.
is killing us,
Mm.
because it's the same thing that the British did
Yeah.
to South Africa,
Yeah.
divide and conquer,
Yeah.
to the Zulus particularly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when we are in different political parties,
Yeah.
each one has their own
Agenda.
agenda, each one has their own
Policies,
policies,
yeah.
each one has their own way of doing it. In fact, each political party has their culture.
Yeah.
So if the culture of the political party is not aligned
Yeah.
with the people on the ground,
Yeah.
then we have a problem.
That's the thing.
So I had to be very, in fact, historically, my
Mhm.
family
Mm.
has been DTA members.
Oh, okay.
So I've never been surrounded by other
The
political parties.
Yeah.
So for me, it was the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
If I had, of course, I had to stand,
Yeah.
because when people vote,
Mm.
they either vote for someone
Yeah.
or they vote against
them.
someone.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why. You can tell me whatever you want, but at the end of the day, that is
Yeah.
what it boils down to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to be that person that would be there so that people can at least vote against someone,
Mm.
so in order to bring down those votes,
Yeah.
so that the party that I would rather not want
Yeah.
can at least be obstructed by my presence.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the time, PDM was the right political
Political
party
party,
to join, because I mean that's where I come from.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean from my family, both sides of
Yeah.
my family,
Yeah.
that is what we grew up with
Yeah.
and what we see and
Yeah.
what we've known.
Yeah.
So obviously that was what I had to do.
But then now you still have a high involvement in PDM, or it was just
We grow up, and I am very straightforward.
yeah. Because the things that the reason why I'm asking that question is because getting to see your mentality, your reasoning, your perspective in terms of how you see. It's like parties are the ones that are making it very difficult for any progress.
Young people especially. I think because, like you were saying, every political party has its own culture. So now particularly I want to see something change, but now the thing that I want to see being changed is something that SWAPO is pushing for example. And now because I grew up in, I'm not, but I'm just saying, I grew up in the era of LPM, and now because of this, they literally tell you like Chigani and Nama Viezina and like, and it's like, how are you forcing me to be something I'm not particularly aligning my values with? It's like, okay, I like what Fenani said on this issue. I liked what Bernardo said on this issue. I like what Kingop said on this issue. I like whoever said something that I like at a particular time now. But whatever that person says is associated with the party. And I'm not in I'm not aligned with the entirety of that party. And I want to clarify something. It's not that everything that a party particularly stands for you agree with, but majority of what you agree with you go for. So let's say if PDM has 98% of what I like, I'm gonna go with them. I'd rather have them win than have
someone
LPM win, because 50% of what LPM says scares me, or like something that SWAPO says I do not agree with entirely. But now because of we do not disassociate the people from the party in most cases, which is the one thing that has been killing us, especially as young people. And I think young people hate being labeled. So if, for example, if I say, oh, that thing that Fenani said, somebody will be like, oh, Switch is no PDM. And it's like, no, I'm not. I just agree with what he's saying.
I don't know if you guys saw, man, the SG Shaningwa, I think in yesterday's yesterday's newspaper, the Namibian, she was urging SWAPO members to accommodate other people's views. And I think that has been the call for young people in SWAPO for many years. Sometimes I say for their views to be heard, and it's sort of like they're just waking up to that reality now because you cannot be that, like they say the center must hold that. Even if you don't like about the center, I don't like about certain narrative, you just have to go with it, even if it's affecting so many things over the years. But it's amazing. I think I wanted to say something.
Yeah, it's important that you actually just quickly we moved from the question to another point, and just escalated. But I wanted to say that the question that you posed was why PDM? Oh no, am I still? Now, I need to be very clear. I am in Keetmanshoop. Right. I see myself as one of the people that has what it takes to bring about the change with the people on the ground. That's very important, because alone you are a nobody. So if I am part and parcel of any organization and I do not see my people growing as a result of the aid or help that comes from this organization, I will slowly but surely, naturally, that's who I am. Naturally, I will distance myself from it. Obviously, we try to solve problems. You identify the problem. Now you know what the problem is. You work towards a solution. If your solution that you give are not taken seriously, then you are not taking my people seriously. So do you really think that I still should be as passionate as I was initially? No, it doesn't work like especially for me, it doesn't work like that. So it's either you pull up your socks as a political party or you stop lying to my people. And this goes for all political parties. I'm not singling out one political party. That's why initially I said political parties are hoax. Politics is real. It's what drives us. It's what drives every nation. In fact, it's what drives every household. So whether we like it or not, politics is real. But when we become party politics fanatics, that's where the problem comes in. We are going to get there, but I'm sure we'll get there. But when we look at the police situation, that was something that had to be done with immediate effect. And we were very clear when we started. We said we were sitting right here in the studio and we said, this is nothing to do with politics, party politics. We don't care about party colors. We don't care about who is your leader and who is what. We care about how we are going to change this thing that is affecting us.
Very good.
And we did that to a point where this has become a national phenomenon.
Yeah.
If you look at the vacancies now that are coming out, you will see, if it's in Karasburg, they will say applicants from Karasburg or surrounding areas.
Yeah.
If it's Keetmanshoop, that's what it was state. If it's Divundu, that's what it was state.
Yeah.
So we have set
A tone.
a tone, where without a political party involvement, we can make that change. So for me, I don't care about party politics.
So
in fact, I never did.
So meaning now that you're not that as involved as you were, or let me say, like, elections are popping up now. Will you still be having an interest to still be part, or you are still heavily involved with PDM?
In everything that I've done, I've never been the person that calls himself a leader and says, puts up in his hands and says, I want to be that person. No. People should see the value in you, and they should say that we want you to stand. Now, from my person, and I'm making it public wherever I go, I believe that there are young people that can run this country. I've been a youth member legally. Okay, I still am legally. It's expiring in a week's time. So I believe there are young people as young as 21 years old that can run not this municipal council, the regional council. I'm talking about educated people. I'm talking about passionate people, passionate about the development of the people on the ground. We know these young people who were born and raised here, and those are the people who have more energy. They are more intellectual in terms of books, of course, because we must understand there is book smart and there is just being a genius. You're born with it. So we know that there are such people. For that reason, I cannot stand up and say, no, I will run for this. No, I won't. Unless there is really nobody, or like the previous situation in 2019 where I see, but this thing, if I don't stand, will have an impact. That's where I will say, okay, fine, there's nobody, maybe I should. Because somebody has to bring that change. We cannot live the way we've been living for the past 30 years. No.
That's a problem, man. Okay, so let's just take this call, maybe just 5-10 minutes or 5 minutes, then we can continue on with our conversation. Mr. Jericho is waiting us to talk to him and update us in terms of what is busy happening with himself. You're on the road. But luckily enough, you're able to hear me, right? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, it might be of a problem.
Yeah, it might be the problem.
Okay, very good, man. But it's nice. It's nice talking to you. So, what's up, man? Give us an update. What is happening in Rehoboth?
Basically, what's happening is my politician is having a show tonight. Actually, we already started throughout the day. But the performance will be tonight. The place called Chile. Entertainment. My politician will be doing an appearance right there. So I'll just be by his side also, since she's a supporting act also. Actually, basically, just want to have fun with the people of Rehoboth, man. You know how we do it, man.
Yeah. Very good, man. No, there's a lot of people in Keetmans that are big fans. They love you so much, and So just update us, man. So what can people be expecting?
I'm trying to have an upcoming show very soon. That's right. It's a guy called Rotas. You know Rotas, the African rapper?
Yeah.
We are in negotiations. We are doing the team from Window to Keetmans for a show somewhere in November. Hopefully, everything goes according to plan. Definitely my politician will be coming with me. I'm trying to bring Tamara Dictum also alongside. We just have to set up a date and see when we can make this happen, man. You know know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know the fans out there in Jamaica. I know that everybody's listening right now. I know that everybody's excited about everything. I know that the culture show is also coming up. I think the festival.
Yeah.
Somewhere in November. I've also sent them a quote. Hopefully they'll accept it.
Yeah.
And I might also come through for that. Yeah.
Very good, man. So no, it will be a good thing to be able to see you.
Yeah, man.
Very good. Innocent Mateus want to greet you as well.
Excuse me?
Innocent Mateus.
Innocent man, so we're so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my man right there, man. We come a long way, man. If he's there in the studio, I'll give you to him too, my brother, man.
So no, he's also here in the studio.
Yeah, man, that's man's love, man. We come a very, very long way. Just like a brother to me right there, man.
Oh, very good, very good, very good, man.
Yeah, he's been around me, man. He's been supportive.
Yeah.
He's been motivational very much also in times when I was in my background.
Yeah.
I appreciate it very much, man.
Very good, man. Very good, very good. Hey, maybe because of the network, can you give out a shout out to everybody that is maybe listening and just leave them with something?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Everybody that's listening to FM right now, much respect and much love coming from Jericho and Dixon. We appreciate the love and took my hold it down for us as always do. To the friends, never give up, keep supporting. To everybody that's going through things right now, I know that the world is getting tougher by the day. Keep your head up, believe in God, and keep your head up, stick your chest out, and handle it. You know what I mean?
Very good, man. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, man. You guys take care, man.
Very good. Appreciate you, bro. Be in touch.
All right, much love, man. Peace.
Sure. Cool, ladies and gentlemen, so that is Jericho. So it was a quick one. I think the guy was rushing. It's like somebody having a piece of...
I need to talk before
I need to talk before the network cut us out. But we hope we can get him on a nicer pace next time. But we're trying to create traffic to the radio. At least if you have this type of people that are coming in, then people can look forward to get to listen. But, Innocent, let's go back to the recruitment thing. And, you guys actually won, so your sense of argument. Which was very good. But then for me, the issue that I had, my way of thinking is that now you find people that were born here. Let me say like myself. I was born in Nortuver. I've been here maybe close to 30 years now. My whole life, all that I know is just the South. I get to go. I think the last time I was in Katima was 2009. Then I went this year. In the north, the last time I was there was like 2011 and stuff like. You begin to realize that this all that we know, but then the problem I had in that was
the argument.
The argument, because now a person that sits in the north that need to do the shortlisting, or in Windhoek for example, whoever who's doing the shortlisting, they don't really know the people the same way that we do on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So all they are reading is like, okay, Innocent Mateus, Asia, say, Pietres, that's the only thing that is before them, So then now my thing was it was a little bit unfair and right at the same time, because the unfair part is that somebody that is originally from the south gets to be overlooked because he doesn't carry the surname, and someone that is originally from the south that has the surname gets to be sidelined because of someone that comes from the outside. Can you maybe just balance it off for us?
Can I just add my question on it as well? Now, like I was saying, I don't know whether you've watched any of the shows or listened to anything we've done. My argument has always been, I'm boys.
Yeah.
Like, there's no argument about whether I was born in the South or not.
Yeah.
You are Metis, I also think, for you as well. But now your surname is Limboa, but you were just born here.
Yeah.
What was the criteria what is the criteria that you think, after you answer the question, the next one is like, what is the criteria that you think should be taken in cases like for him? I also have friends who were born here, who are Shawambo, who are Herero, but it's like some of them are born in literally Kidmats who have gone to school here, have only known this. Their parents have been here for the previous, how many, I don't know, even 23 years, 24 years, 33 years. Yeah. But now when the argument is based upon the fact that the surname isn't originally from Clara's region, the Hardab region. For example, let's say my parents are married, and now my mother, who is a Nama, has become Hilimbua, for example. Yeah. In that case, because you do not see me physically, what in the world are we going to do to get it to a point where we are not saying it's a wrong thing? My narrative is like, is the criteria that you guys are choosing to say that because the surname is not originally a southern surname.
Yeah.
Does that make me not originally southern? Because of, even in the case of my parents are two different tribes. In the case of, obviously my parents are Ojibwambo, but I was born here, or my parents are Herero and I was born here. But it's like my question, like the one that I'm asking is, what is the criteria? Because if it's just based on surname, I think there's a lot of biases that come with it as well.
Okay, guys, we need to understand one
Yeah.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
I too have friends.
Yeah.
In fact, let's go back. What makes you a southerner? Ne?
Mm.
How long have you been here? I was born in Windhoek.
Yeah.
I've just been here for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I came here in 2000,
Mm.
okay, my dad is from here. I started my primary school at Minasax.
Yeah.
So that's how long I've been here.
Yeah.
So I went back to Windhoek and then I came back.
Yeah.
And in 2000, that was when I was stationed here.
Yeah.
And I found people here, Ojibwambo people.
Yeah.
In your normal, sober mind, do you really think that I would be against those people that I found here?
Mm.
Never.
Yeah.
We need to go back.
Yeah.
We can go back very far.
Yeah.
What history has done
Mm.
to the Nama people.
Yeah.
It's not right. It was the Germans that did it unto us. It was the South Africans that did it unto us.
Yeah.
And then, whether we like it or not,
Yeah.
it is the Ojibwambo that has done it unto us.
Yeah.
When you go to, why do you think Luderits and Oranje Mund
Yeah.
are filled with Ojibwambo people?
Mm.
It's because these people were, the Namas, the native Namas were looked over, and people were shipped in from the north to go and work at the mines because they knew the benefits of the mines.
Mm.
So now those are two towns that to date we
Yeah.
know that people were Ojibwambo people were born there.
Mm.
Now in terms of economic development,
Yeah.
when somebody is not natively from that place,
Yeah.
automatically the money that is made in that town will go back
Somewhere else.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
Then there is less money circulation in the town,
Mhm.
which means less development.
Yeah.
And when there is less development, crime rates increase.
Yeah.
So now that is the history part
Yeah.
of where our argument comes from.
Yeah.
And this is something that has been happening. We will go back to the street. What is this, kids? Struggle kids.
Struggle kids.
Yeah,
Struggle
we'll go back to the struggle kids.
Yeah.
Look at which tribe is that?
Mm.
Is it Namas? Are Namas there? I mean, how many people, when we talk about the independence of Namibia,
Yeah.
the liberation of Namibia,
Yeah.
we cannot talk about 1960 or 1964. That is not when the liberation started.
Mm.
Because when you are fighting for liberation, you are fighting against people that are coming to take what is yours.
Yeah.
And the Namas and the Hereros were almost exterminated.
Yeah.
That is when the liberation started.
Mm.
Now, first of all, before I even proceed, these people are not celebrated. Do you see where it comes from? When we look at Heroes Day,
Yeah.
who are the heroes that we see there? So, we need to be honest, guys. The struggle kids are from one tribe. They are being pushed in order to become better citizens in this country, whereas all of us are really struggling. My forefathers have also fought for the liberation of this country.
Yeah.
So now, I have my friends here,
Mm.
whom I found here,
Yeah.
who were born here.
Yeah.
I can never, ever say, in fact, these people are equally struggling with us.
Yeah.
What we are saying is, now you mentioned that the person sitting in Windhoek, why is somebody sitting in Windhoek doing shortlisting? Why can't we decentralize these services so that people that are local, who know the people, can... I mean, why do we have certain areas in this country that are better developed than others? It is because things are not decentralized, and it's only a certain group of people that are going forward, whereas the rest, the minority as they are being labeled, are going backward and backward. That is what we are fighting for. We are saying, let these people that are... We have police officers here.
Yeah.
We have HR departments, and we are supposed to have, everything, because in this region,
Yeah.
Keetmanshoop is seen as the capital city of the region.
Yeah.
So why can these things not be decentralized?
Yeah.
So that people can equally start benefiting from what is there.
But
We don't have.
Can I cut you short, or you wanted to make a
No,
point?
I'm just my conclusion.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem with anybody.
Yeah.
My friends, most of them
Yeah.
are Vambos.
Yeah.
I like making jokes about those guys,
Yeah.
especially the ones from here.
Yeah.
These guys, I became friends with them to learn the language,
Yeah.
but they will greet me in Namata.
Yeah.
Those are my people.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you really think in my sober mind that I would become a tribalist against people that I chose
Yeah.
to be with?
Yeah.
No.
I get what you're saying, but
But I don't think you answered my question, because my
Yeah,
question
what is
was-
your question?
The question is, like, since you are saying that the person who is sitting with your papers, regardless whether you are from the south as an Oshiwampo person, this person doesn't know that. How would we know that? And if you say something like the voters card,
yeah.
Mm.
the voters card is for 5 years, isn't it? You get it if you are in a particular
Yeah.
constituency
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
For 5 years, you
Yeah.
can have it.
Mm.
Now, let's say, for example, somebody who has been here for more than 30 years, are the other is not here for 5 years. And like you're saying, I do understand your thing on the native thing. The money always goes back to wherever it's supposed to. Like
Whoever
if
has it.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I have money here, it's gonna go to my pocket. You understand?
I-
So my thing is the criteria.
I think I answered your question, because when I say decentralize the service so that it
No,
can
no,
be done
you-
locally. Wait, let me say.
But no, I'm saying, but you said that so that people who know these people will do it. How would we know it? If let's say I'm an HR officer, let's just in layman's terms, I'm still with now. Let's say I'm an HR officer. I'm sitting with a pile of
CVs.
CVs, for example. All I see is like
names.
Oshiwamba surnames and Nama surnames and whatever surname.
Mm.
Now, with your argument, it is that it should be for people that are also,
No.
even if you're Oshiwamba, how would
I think
somebody?
your argument is not okay, because you cannot only when you are an HR officer, you cannot only
How?
take you cannot take the CV and just look at the surname. There are a lot of things that you need to look at. For example, in order to see whether the person meets the criteria, in that CV you will see whether the person has grade 12. Now in that CV, and this is what we actually spotted in the list that came out.
Yeah.
In that list, there were people who literally put the northern towns and PO boxes on there. These are the small things. That look at the school. Where did this person go to school? I mean, if you use that criteria, it will give you half a chance of knowing where this person actually originates from.
Yeah.
So, being an HR, we cannot only focus on surnames. We have to
Because
look
that
at.
was your argument.
No, our argument was clear. We said that, and that is exactly one of the points. There was a certain number of, because we went through the list, we scrutinized it, and we said that apart from the surnames, that was one thing. The other thing was the PO boxes.
But that was the thing that stuck with many people.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's the media. The media wants to sell what they know will be bought. So the media will do whatever it takes, because in all interviews that I've gone through, I have said that it is the number of the surnames that are not there, it is the PO boxes, it is the fact that people with licenses. We had so many arguments, and I knew that everybody would because they want to make this thing a racial or a tribal thing, everybody would focus on that.
Yeah.
But we were very clear. We said these are the points that we come forth. And when we made our closing remarks, when we handed over the petition to the commissioner,
Yeah.
we said that we are not against the Vambus. We are against the fact that the Vambus are being imported from the north. Now, I have proof to say that the Vambus have been imported, because those PO boxes that they were there. I mean, and that is just one of the things that we've seen. When it's elections, we see what is going on. People are being shipped in from elsewhere. So my argument is, it's not only the surnames that we are looking at. There are different points, and we put them in a nice order. When Momis was there, we explained everything to him, and we said these are the problems that we are facing, and these are the ways that we think these things can be sorted.
Yeah, because the thing is that, and I think the reason why I really wanted us to have the discussion is because of that narrative. Because you felt like now people are just one-sided in terms of how this whole thing. Because the thing is that if you're an HR and you're sitting there with the CV, you check through everything. But then now, even way forward, the guarantee away from now, the pressure in whether the election is going to be coming, even this thing of the census. the pressure on people that need to pick people is now based on, let's pick majority of the surnames that depicts the region. And I think that's where for me I feel like it was very vague, and it's not in a way that it can help us to move forward. Because let me say now, for example, maybe let me say next time you find a guy from the north, okay, they say, okay, whether it's coming from Windhoek, the north, wherever, then they say, okay, let's use PO boxes that are from Keetmans, because that can be easily done. Sometimes say a person can play around with that whole thing, then it's very much difficult to say this person is not from here. And the other thing as well, even now, if let me say we hand in CV for a police, the three of us, the thing is that most of the people that are sitting there scrutinizing our documents, you know, they wouldn't really tell a Pietre Silumbwa is not from Keetmans, or is from Keetmans, he has been there, because they initially do not know. The only thing that can advise them to say whether the person is from Keetmans is the fact that, you know, the name depicts that the person is from here. And I think that's where the scary part. And for me, the thing is that for me, I'm neutral. I get to hear the argument is 100% okay. But what I'm scared about is that the way forward, this thing can begin to bring us that are on the ground fighting one another, because this thing has been determined by people that are on top, but us that are down here begin to have issues one to another. I was at the pre-allocation of herbs in West Dean, and I saw some, because I was also there. I was busy. I was asking a question there to these councillors. Then I went to go check later on to the comments. They say, you know, iri taxi drivers for top Keetmans to come. They have been brought here by other people, so, and our kids are without work. They cannot drive any taxi. Then you begin to realize that now. You see now where the
even if the intent,
the intention was okay.
Was amazing.
Yeah,
we need to always look at what that does to the people on the ground. No, I understand. Like he said, I check both sides, and I do agree. How, like 100% when you say stuff like my people, I think also the narrative of my people is sometimes killing us, because the my people are also the very same people that downgrade themselves. I was literally the past 2 weeks I was in a training. I'm not sure if I can say where I was particularly, but I was at this training, and I can guarantee you 80% of the people that were there are my people. It's never made sense. And yesterday after we wrote the text, a couple of them didn't make it, and one of these girls said this joke of like, I at least had a geld gekry. I can guarantee you they will not make it there. That stopped coming when the first payment landed. And sometimes it's that narrative that keeps us back. It's like, as you geld gekry, dan kom gaan jy nog. And now if you look at, you are hiring somebody, you know the stereotype doesn't come from somewhere. Why would I hire somebody who's not going to do the work?
Okay.
You see?
I'll get to you and then to you.
So that's why I was telling you, this thing, it needed the whole hour, man. Nice discussion.
Look, guys.
Because I think we're also not, I don't think, we're not asking this question from a point of attacking. I think it's just for us to smoothen.
This is how you solve problems, through objective discussions. So because if you're not objective and you go with the flow, nothing will change. You mentioned that it's difficult for people that sit down and scrutinize documents. My brother, HR, people that do HR are people that are trained to do this. It's the same with any other profession that you go into. So number one, your work ethic of the person that you put in that place, is that work ethic on par with what the requirements of the job is? Number two, is this person competent? Does this person actually qualify to be where? And I'm asking this question because I know right here in Keetmans' work, and they can hate me for this, but it is the truth. There are people that are sitting in positions without proper qualifications.
I can agree.
Now, if you have that problem, my brother, then this thing that we are fighting for will be a problem. If we know you, okay, some of us know you, and I know so many. When I tell you that 90% of my friends are black, black as in complexion, bamboos, Bantus, let me rather use Bantu instead of black. So most of them, so why would I be against my own friends? What kind of a two-faced person am I then? So first of all, let's look at the people that we, first of all, decentralize. Number two, look at competent people. Not people because they belong to this family or to this political party or to this group of people. No. People that know the work, that have studied, that understand it.
Yeah.
Put those people in place, then we won't have problems of this sort.
Yeah.
Secondly, to get to you, madam, my people. When I talk about my people, I'm talking about my community. I'm not necessarily talking about Namas. Because even the Vambu people that were born here are pretty much, because most of them stay here, the culture has become the Nama culture.
Yeah.
You understand? So when we talk about my people, it becomes a problem when the people are being disadvantaged because of the tribe that they come from. Then it becomes a problem. Then I will start talking about my people. Because we cannot sit idly and hope for change to come while we see that things are going all the way backward. And you are right. It's a matter of education. It's a matter of constant talking to our people, because it is true. The moment the money comes in, there's this thing in our mind where we have to party. We have to go and drink. We have to be out there showing off.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, to be honest with you also, it is not only the Nama that does
I
that.
do agree.
Yeah. So it's constant education for the entire community, because work ethic, I've surrounded myself for at least 2-3 years with Indians and Chinese people. It's almost impossible the way those people work.
Yeah.
While the Namibians go to work, because we have been taught this thing, you go to work 8 o'clock and Chichaila 5 The Chinese set targets. The Indians set targets.
Objectives.
They don't, this thing of time, no. We work until we get that thing, until this point.
Yeah.
And they stick to that. So work ethic is a big problem in Namibia. And our young people are not being exposed to these things so that they can learn and see the importance thereof.
Yeah.
That's why we can sleep until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
And be fine with it.
And then we will want to go and sleep at
Yeah.
12, and then the cycle goes on.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas the time that we are sleeping is actually the time that people are already working,
Stocks
and they
are
have
open.
achieved so much while we've been asleep.
Yeah. Because for me, the reason why, man, the reason why this thing is really of a burden, because ever since LPM came into power in the Karas region, you hear narratives like, this is our region, and even during the time of the by-election, there were narratives to say, you know, on Salon's region, Trachfat, and all type of stuff, you know, those type of stuff, and it puts so much of a, not really of a threat, but the narrative it creates is that some people, some people have ownership of the region, and some people don't really, they are not as welcome as others, and it begins to make it very much difficult, because I mean, xenophobia, that's how it starts. It starts very much small, then later on, you know, people are fighting one another, they are showing fingers to one another, and it begins to become a problem, you know. And I think more than just even with most of these guys, man, when they are doing, when I'm interviewing them on whether it's by-election and stuff, I always used to ask them, so how are they going to address the issue of tribalism? Because you begin to find like it's not really been addressed. You know, it's always, even now you find like the issue that people are having at SWAPO is that every guy that is black, that is within the leadership structure, they need to be outside, and people from the region need to take over those. You know, that's where we are at the moment. So whether people see it or not, and you begin to find out these things are, it's going back and forth, and you begin to realize that even now, let me say for example, the CEO vacancies is open. Let me say if that thing is filled with somebody else that is not from the region, then that can also create issues. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the problem is, because now us within the studio we understand the balance, but every other person don't get to see the same way.
It's almost like when you tell a child something like, or like even in the smallest things, like
Yeah.
on this number means on the same way we also teach boys, like boys do not cry.
Yeah.
It's that narrative.
I'm a number, but I don't teach my son.
Yeah, but no, I said in general,
Yeah.
most people are like, she's a number,
Yeah.
or not she's a number, but she's a
She's a
sian
man.
highly, mana highly.
Mhm.
And now this man is just bullying his emotions like this, and
Yeah.
when it explodes, it that come is what drop, it
Yeah.
that come like it. So the thing was, sometimes when we talk about, especially like you said, I hate party politics. That's when people talk about, let's go and do what, I'm like, I don't want to, because it's the association that freaks me out. Because even when you have conversations with some of your friends,
Yeah.
with my friends, it's like, I was talking to one of these friends of mine. He's a very huge Swabo party member.
Yeah.
He will tell you, even if my friend is innocent but days and I know he's capable, I'll
Yeah.
rather go for Swabo member, go vote for Swabo member.
Yeah.
And it's that indoctrination that like party politics has.
Yeah.
Even if you are competent, I'll rather just go vote for this person that I know is, I already know this person is incompetent. But because he's Swabo, or because he's PDM,
Yeah.
LPM or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think if we do not teach young people the importance of politics,
Yeah.
because politics is everywhere.
Yeah.
Politics is in the way that your house is like
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
Politics is in your rent.
Yeah.
Politics is literally
Yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere.
And I think it's important that sometimes we have discussions with people we do not necessarily agree with,
Yeah.
but we can take away something and learn
Yeah,
something new all
yeah.
the time.
I need to for you to understand, Petrus. Let me agree with you first. The bursting out. This is where the people are.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about the Nama people. This is where they are, where they have held in too much and people are tired.
Yeah.
People have been trembled over, people have looked at how things are done, people have looked at how certain people are moving forward
Yeah.
at the expense of others. So people are at the bursting out point. You said that ever since LPM took over, people have this tendency of ownership.
Yeah.
Well, I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. Why? In fact, people also say that LPM is a Nama party. Well, LPM can disagree with that and say, no, we have Mongo here and we have who there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Yeah.
the results of the elections tell you that
Yeah.
LPM is really...
Even
and-
the name of it, because who are the people that are mostly landless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an African politics thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, take Rwanda for example.
Yeah.
The Tutsis and the Hutus. These people literally fought each other because of politics and wanting ownership.
Yeah.
The one group was tired and they said, no, but you can't keep on doing this to us.
Yeah.
And everywhere it happens like that. Look at BRICS now.
Yeah.
Currently.
Yeah.
I mean, we have been tired of the US
Yes,
for
so
so long and they have killed people.
In
Gaddafi
Iraq,
was killed,
Yeah.
the Iraq, you know,
Yeah.
everywhere
Yemen,
they've
everywhere.
killed. And the countries decided, tot hier toe, any further nie.
Yeah.
So at some point, you know, people will start taking ownership
Yeah.
of what is theirs rightfully. Now, why am I making that statement? Let's take a practical example of land.